Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a very special edition of Rams Revealed. I'm your host, JB Long, and in 2024, as you know, we are presented by Sleep Number, the Rams sleep and wellness partner. Well, the stars definitely align for us and for our guest this week. Rookie safety Kamren Kinchens is here to react to his record-setting day in Seattle and to preview the matchup with Miami, which just so happens to be his hometown. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Glad for having me.
Can you give us a sense of what your last 24 hours have been like?
Been a lot probably to most people, but it's kind of normal to me. For the most part, just my hometown people just congratulating me on a good game.
Yeah. We'll focus a ton on your individual lens in this episode, but why don't we start with the team perspective, okay? And the three-game winning streak, how would you describe what that win in Week 9 meant to your Rams?
Just Coach McVay. We have those meetings all the time. We had them in our off-season training, and then we have them every Friday. It's just always talking about competitive endurance, just outlasting the opponent. And you can see that game had its ups and downs. We kind of ended on a bad stretch at the end of the first half, but we came back in the second half, and it wasn't great, but we found a way to put out a W.
What do you remember from the halftime locker room?
It was kind of bittersweet because outside of them last 5 minutes of the first half, we was dominating. Offense didn't get it, rolling yet, but we knew it was all going to come together. And defense, except a few bad plays, was playing, outstanding. So it's one of those things like we just got to eliminate those 3-4 plays and, we all good and it'd be a perfect game. So that was the mindset going in, just keep to the standard.
Yeah. Cam, this show is a mix of both on-field performance and reflections and then getting to know you off the field. This is the rare episode where I think we got to focus between the lines because of what you did in Seattle. Let's go one interception at a time, okay? So we're in the fourth quarter. It's a tie game. Seahawks have first and goal. Tell us everything we need to know about 103 yards going the other way.
Man, first is just doing your job. I had to flats that play. I went to cover the running back, and then I see Geno kind of scrambling. Our D-line always going to end up in his face. So he was just waiting for the opportunity, just to capitalize on his mistake. And, you just seen the guy come from I felt the guy come from the other side, and Geno made a mistake throwing my way, and I just made him pay for it.
Does BY get the shout out for the pressure to make it all possible?
He does. Shout out BY, please, because he gonna be mad if I don't. He was talking about in the locker room yesterday. He just kept staring at me. He talking about something. You still didn't say thank you yet. I was like, yeah, thank you, BY. Because at first I didn't see him on the play actually about to sack him. I just seen when he made the block for me. So I said, thank you for the block. He told me something else you're missing too. I was there to cause the throw. And I was like, thank you, BY. So he was happy about that one.
Agent Zero, good looking out.
Yeah.
Did you see the flag down as you went by?
I did see the flag, but I think it was probably like chop or something. I didn't think it was nothing we did. So
you knew that was going to stand?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you. I like that. Our cameras captured a special moment as you made your way back to the sideline that I wonder if I can ask you about. Stafford gave you a big embrace and whispered something in your ear. Do you remember what he said?
Not exactly. I was in more of like a flash out moment. It just felt like a little movie to me. So
we should ask him what he said.
Yeah, he'll probably remember.
All due respect, Nine, but he didn't hear a single thing you said. Yeah. Can't blame him. You definitely carried it across the goal line.
Yes, I
right?
did. Yeah.
Have we confirmed that?
Once I looked at the video, I made sure. But during the moment, I wasn't sure. So I made sure to pick up the ball. And I was making sure that McVay showed that on Friday about not dropping the ball before you get in the end zone and how it's a simple mistake some people make, but just don't let it happen. So when I seen that ball drop, I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to be the one on ESPN doing it.
Because of Malachi Corley the week prior? Okay, so that was top of mind. Sean and Matthew were both giving Cam grief in their post-game press conference, saying the best play he made all day was recovering his own fumble in the end zone. You get credit for your first pick and I guess your first fumble. I'm still surprised they scored it that way. If you could go and convince them, would you want them to change it, or do you like it just the way it is?
It's still a 103-yard pick six, and then now I get a fumble recovery. So
all right, we'll leave it as it is. We'll leave that to the scorekeepers. If you had a do-over on the celebration, though, what would you have gone with? And did you have enough oxygen to pull it off?
I did do a celebration, but nobody got it on no camera because I dropped the ball, picked up the ball, and then a bunch of extra stuff. And then by the time I did it, all the cameras was gone. But yeah, I would have probably ran through the line fully with the ball, kept the ball in my hand, did the celebration, and kept the ball and ran to the sideline.
Okay, so that's the takeaway here is for all defensive backs. Going the other way for a pick six. Yes, for the sake of your team, hang on to the football, but don't ruin your own celebration. Don't steal your own shine.
Taking all the time away.
By dropping it too
By
early.
dropping the ball.
Maybe my favorite memory, one that will last with me, is your presence of mind in your post-game interview to crack a joke about that entire moment and to bring it full context, because the backdrop of that game was that DK Metcalf could not go for the Seahawks, and here's what you said afterwards.
When I picked the ball up and seen nobody in front of me, and then when I seen BY kind of make that block, I knew it was nobody else catching me. And then they didn't have DK on the field, so I didn't have to worry about him running me down.
So I think what you're referring to there is a game from a couple years back when Buda Baker in 2020 got tracked down with DK running like 22.6 miles per hour.
Yeah, it's coming out like a madman chasing him down.
Is that a memory that just like haunts all defensive backs in the National Football League?
It does, and it's like not too many people just gonna come out of nowhere and just hawk you down. First of all, just have that type of speed, and then just have that type of willingness to go make a tackle. Because once it's kind of past, the receivers or mostly the whole offense is kind of like, he gone, he long gone. But I was just happy he wasn't there to play. Yeah.
We haven't talked about this, but I think you ran 4.65 at the combine. I'm guessing you feel like you're faster than that.
Yeah, lights and, it's probably a bunch of stuff that kind of went into it, probably running slow. But I'm from Miami. You got Miami speed. It show up in game time.
That's right. So that I feel like was your redemption or prove it moment.
Yeah.
Like,
I was thinking that in my head too.
Were you?
Yeah.
Like, I got to run 103 here to make sure that nobody ever talks
about
it.
I was onto my after and seeing how fast I was running. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't 4.65 right there.
You know what I need to do? I need to go pull your GPS speed.
Yeah.
We'll find that. We'll follow up on that. Here are some superlatives, and let me just brag on you for a second, because that was a historic play. It was the longest defensive touchdown in Rams history. It was the longest defensive touchdown in the NFL in the last 7 seasons. Tied for the longest interception return by a rookie in NFL history. The last guy to do it was Pete Barnum in 1926, just so you know how long it's been. But here, I like this too. Longest interception return by a player younger than 23 in NFL history. And you just celebrated a 22nd birthday?
Yeah.
All right, so belated happy 22nd birthday. You're the youngest Ram. You and Joshua Carty, both 22. Yeah. So there you go. But here's where I think it comes home. Last 3 decades of NFL football, only 2 defensive touchdowns have been longer than yours on Sunday, and they both belong to Hall of Famer Ed Reed. Why do you react that way?
That's and that's greatest safety all the time. Just to be even brought up in the same situation or a conversation as him is great. You
have a special connection through Miami?
Yes, sir.
What has he meant to you as a example, mentor?
Everything. Like I said before, that's one greatest safety ever to play the game. So just to learn from him and, kind of have that competitive, nature with him and conversations with him is just great. All he does is motivate. And I said in the press conference yesterday when they was asking about, after having the first pick, what made you, stay hungry to get a second one? Because I remember, I can't remember what game it was, but after I caught one pick, Ed Reed came to me on the sideline at UM. He was like, it's not illegal to catch another one. Like, it's not illegal. Just go out there and catch as much as you can. So, with me, I don't really settle for one. I'm trying to lead the game with 8, 9 picks, if possible. So
that conversation must have happened before your 3 interception game against Georgia Tech in 2022.
Yeah,
then, right? Okay, so you put it into practice, and you did again yesterday. By the way, his longest 107. He had 107 in 2008, 106 in 2004. Just in case you want to track him down some point in your career. The second pick, maybe not as big of a highlight. Yeah. Obviously, I didn't lead with it. Maybe not as historically significant. But I think it was a more impressive catch. Like, that was wild.
And it came out of nowhere.
How did you see it?
It was just a last-second reaction. Yeah.
Because you were like, the tight end was between you and the football, and you came around the blind side to catch it.
Yeah.
Just instinct?
Just instincts.
That was unbelievable. Yeah. How about Fisk, by the way, with kind of the chuck on that sifting tight end to disrupt the time?
Him and Hoyt, they causing havoc on that play.
So you touched on this a little bit already. I want to follow up, though. When you're playing behind this type of pass rush, as a defensive back, you must feel like there's multiple opportunities every game where the opposing QB is just going to glitch because he's under such duress. Mm-hmm. Are you guys hunting those opportunities right now?
That's how it's always been, from week 1. Just taking, the opportunities ain't come at first. But when they start to come in bunches, and you could kind of see that over the last few games.
Yeah. Well, with that 2-pick performance, you're still only, let me do the math, 2 behind Jaylen McCollough.
Yeah.
For the Rams rookie lead.
Jaylen is the real ball magnet.
Is he living right or what?
That's literally what they say every time you come to the sideline after a pick.
I mean, not that he hasn't earned them.
Yeah.
But I've never seen someone run the table on a tip drill like this before.
And the crazy part is he's going out there with probably 10% of the playing time. And it's just probably like 4 picks, 35 snaps.
You're so right. When he got his the other day, I think I looked, he had played like 60 snaps.
Yeah.
And has 4 interceptions. Unbelievable.
Don't get no better than that.
Unbelievable. Let's go to overtime. I want to get your view and your reaction on a couple of plays. First, how about that 4th down stop on defense? I think you were out on that, right? Because they were in jumbo.
Yeah, it was in jumbo, yeah.
All right, so where were you watching it, and what was your reaction?
Right on the sideline, and then I was just yelling to the top of my lungs. Yeah, I was just flexing and yelling. Yeah, I knew they was going to stop him. You know, as soon as he came around and as soon as one person got a hold of him, I knew the rest of the army was going to be there.
Yeah, I was thinking about your first NFL game, week 1, Detroit, overtime. You know, they kind of got you gassed a little bit. They run it right down the field. Like,
and that's what comes in competitive endurance.
And so to see that growth in what now, 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
like that was really special to me to see that defense get that stop in that moment to set you up for success.
Yeah, especially having to come back out right after giving up the touchdown.
Oh, good point.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know sometimes when the offense is on the field, like you'll go sit down on the bench, maybe watch the game on the video board. But how about that first catch by Tyler Johnson?
That's the one you was really holding your breath.
Because
you couldn't, if you was looking out on the field, you would have seen it, you know, what was going on. But if you're looking out on the big screen, like you said, as we sit on the bench, and then you just see the Seahawks defender coming out of nowhere, but then you see Tyler Johnson coming out of nowhere to catch the ball, it was just kind of, oh.
I mean, it was one of those no, yes type
yes,
play. Like
exactly.
when Stafford threw it, I was like, oh man. I didn't like the look of it, but that was incredible.
Yeah.
How about the D-Rob 39-yard walk-off winner?
Hey, it was crazy because before the game was, I was telling him, you know, you got to earn your game ball, you know, because he was talking about all week. He said, I need me another game ball. I need me another game ball. So before the game, I was telling him, and then when he made that catch, you know, I ran over there to him, and after everybody kind of said it, I was like, you earned your game ball. He told me, yes, I did. Like, it was just great. And that was a spectacular catch, way to end the game,
Wasn't
one-handed, yeah.
The way he like throttled that down, almost kind of armbarred Reek Woolen.
And that was a crazy catch.
Crazy.
It wasn't
catch.
like it came like this. He kind of caught it and turned it.
So you've gone up against this entire portfolio of Rams receivers, and like they're diverse, they're unique, they're talented. You got the Jets of Tutu, you know, the size. What do you think makes DeMarcus unique within that room?
Just being himself, you know, and at the same time being one of the older guys in that room, still taking a little piece of everybody else's game. And, you know, for him to be, he's not the smallest, but he got the speed, he got the routes for sure, you know, and just being consistent whenever his name is called. Can
you believe Puka got ejected?
Yeah, that was wild.
I mean, on the list of people I would never expect to get ejected, Puka might.
That's wild.
That'll be the one and only. I can almost guarantee it. Cam, how did it go down behind the scenes with Kam Curl having to kind of tap out with that injury? I know he's questionable coming in.
Yeah.
But how did you and he kind of manage that really the last couple of weeks?
It was kind of, I wouldn't say all over the place, but, you know, between him just rehabbing it, you know, he's one of them people, he's going to play through everything. You know, he's a soldier. So it's like one of those things, I can't get mad with nothing. You know, I'm just sitting back and learning, you know, just learning from him and Q. So I'm just here whenever he needed me to step in, you know, and it was never a thing of him playing hurt because he don't believe in me, is playing because he believe in himself and, you know, he want to help the team out win. So when he wasn't feeling, you know, 100% or even 90% to go out there and give his full best, he knew I had his back. So it wasn't no question when it was my time to step up.
That's a great answer. And part of the reason I ask is because to my eye, you've always been the guy.
Yeah.
You've always been the starter in your career. I wonder how you handled being out and then in, getting your chance as a rookie and then kind of out again. I think I had you for no snaps against Green Bay, only a couple against Las Vegas. And then these last 2 games, you're on Front Street.
Yeah. Like Coach AP and Coach Beat said, you know, your rookie year ain't going to go so smooth as you think it is. You know, it's not college. You know, it's a different type of, you know, competition. You know, everything has to be perfect or close to perfect as much as you can. So with those things, with me, I guess taking that back seat and not playing as much, the last 2 games, it was more of just pressing that reset button, just going back to the drawing board and figuring out what I could do better. Because I wasn't out there just playing horrible football, but it wasn't to the Rams standard or to my standard. So it was one of those things, just get back to work, and it wasn't like I wasn't working before, but it was just being more technical, meeting with the coaches a little more, find out those little things, those little details that, separates you. So when my time is called, whenever it was, even if it wasn't that game or, a few games later, I was just going to be ready.
I can see the hunger in your eyes when I ask you that question. You want more days like week 9 and fewer where you're on the sideline. I can tell. You mentioned Q along the way there. How is Captain Q and what's it been like?
Captain Q, at least you know the name too.
Yeah. A source inside the Rams told me.
Yeah.
And what's it been like seeing him call the defense these last few weeks?
Been great. He's one of them people, he was going to step up to the plate even if you, wasn't the green dot, had the play call on his helmet. But he was one of the people that you knew as soon as the middle linebacker went down, he's the next guy up. It don't matter where he had to come from, where from. In his heart, always kind of being a safety, being so far back that you got to run all the way up to even give the plays. But he's just been on point, and he found every solution or, added or tried to find a solution to every problem we have as a defense. He's one of our Swiss Army knives. He could probably go out there, play corner, linebacker, nickel, dime, or safety. He's willing to help the team regardless.
Yeah,
so.
Doing a great job. All right, let's fast forward. Let's spin it forward. Can you believe you're going to be playing Monday Night Football, your first Monday Night Football game?
Yeah.
Against the Dolphins. You told me you weren't a Dolphin fan growing up, but you're still Miami born and raised,
still
right?
Miami born and raised, yes.
So I'm sure a lot of your friends and family.
Family is definitely Dolphins fans,
okay.
except my dad. Yeah.
Who's
Cowboys.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so you grew up playing youth football for the Falcons and then just kind of adopted the Dirty Birds as your team.
Yeah.
There you go. And you got some Cowboys in you as well. All right. Wow, their receivers. Speaking of Miami, Tyreek, Jaylen, OBJ, loved dearly in this franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your week of preparation, what's going to take to deal with their speed.
Just being intentional. I think that's the biggest thing with us every week. Just not, focus on ourselves too much, but just being intentional on whatever the coach's game plan is. Just going out there and executing. So that's all it's going to be.
Just to deepen our audience's understanding of your roots in that area of the country, was it Miami Northwestern,
yes, sir.
Your prep program?
Yeah.
The 5A state championship 3 years in a row, 17, 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
And then first team All-American honors at Miami, and now here with Los Angeles. Quick word on your draft story, because I heard from our side of the equation that the Rams front office was very much looking for rookie safety with these things: high football IQ, urgent physical demeanor, and a ball hawking reputation.
That's made me to the T.
Okay, you said it. How do you think your tape matches that?
Exactly everything you just said. Football IQ, you gotta, is one of those things you gotta have. And it goes with instincts, because somebody can have instincts or quote unquote instincts,
mm-hmm.
and if you don't know no football, the instincts won't matter. And then like you said, being physical, you can't just go out there and just get pushed around, anything like that. I won't think I'm the most physically imposing person, but you're not going to see me pushed around. I'm gonna go out there and handle what I gotta handle. And then ball hawk is just being around the ball. So, and making the plays and capitalizing on the opportunities.
Who taught you the football IQ?
Had to be since I was 7. Everybody along the lines from 7 to 22, helped me with that, because it was not always about, the physical stuff too. Because being from Miami, that's one of the things you almost gotta have, because of course at 7 years old, you're not out there, scheming stuff up or nothing. You're just going out there playing football. But you just understand the little stuff, like what people lined up at and stuff like that, just learn away. Coaches always try to explain that to you, but sometimes kids don't understand. They be thinking it's too much or whatever like that. But once you kind of grasp that aspect of the game, everything else going to come easier.
All right, time now for the wind down. We look forward to this every week. It's brought to you by Sleep Number. We get into Rams Revealed, how the Rams sleep and recover and how that impacts their performance every week in the NFL. Cam, the Rams are currently enjoying a luxury that not many teams get to sink into, especially not this time of year. You had the bye week that sparked this 3-game winning streak. You had the mini bye to prepare for
Thursday
Seattle.
Game. Yeah.
Now you have an extra day to get set for Monday Night Football. How are you and your teammates and coaches making the most of this additional time?
First, just recovery. And it could be recovery for your mind or your body. You know, football takes a lot, and it's a big toll on your body and mind. But just being able to go home and sleep on that good sleep number, yeah.
You're a fan.
Great. Now my sleep number is 70. Yeah.
There you go. All right, couple more. And these are meant to be fun. We'll get you to your day off and get you back to your Instagram so you can keep reposting people who are throwing your pick six up there. Everybody got some, didn't they?
Yeah.
Good for you. Where did you get the Super Bowl 34 crew neck that you wore on the plane to Chicago?
The company actually sent me that. Yeah, and once they sent it, I was like, oh my God, this is great. So I just had to put me a nice little fit together to wear it. Yeah.
I think our audience liked that. Speaking of fashion, you did make Jared Verse and Keir Thomas wear some Miami gear recently after that 36-14 win over the Seminoles.
Yes.
Take some satisfaction in that.
I was 0-3 against the Seminoles, so every time we get a win, I'm gonna make sure that Florida State is gonna see every bit of it.
How'd Braden Fisk get away?
Fisk kind of knew what the deal was once he kind of seen the records clashing. You know, only one win, undefeated. He stayed far away from it.
Oh, he just dodged the whole thing.
Yeah, he was just like, it's okay.
Braden was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
Jared's here. No way am I taking that bait.
No way.
Okay. If you had a Heisman vote today, Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Dylan Gabriel, Ashton Genty?
You on all day, Cam Ward. And it's not just bias. He going out there balling.
Yeah, pretty good case. Cam or Kamren? Or JoJo?
Depends on who calling it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're good with all of them, though?
I'm good with all of them.
All right. Lastly, we've had a little tradition here this season on Rams Revealed. It's our Grease board sketch, okay? Farrah is our outstanding trainee and artist, and she does one of these for every guest. And even on short notice, this is what she came up with for you, Cam.
That's on point. I wish I could draw like this.
I mean, drawing is hard enough, but on a grease board,
that's wild.
It's a tough medium.
With limited time.
Yeah. That was fair. What do you say? 15 minutes? Yeah, we didn't give her much heads up.
This is great. Yeah, you take some lessons.
Congratulations on an amazing game. One we'll never forget. I know
Yes,
your
sir.
loved ones never will either. And here's to many, many more.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Enjoy your day off and your extra day of preparation to get ready for the Miami Dolphins. Looking forward to that one. Hope you can join us for Monday Night Football at SoFi Stadium. For now, thanks to Cam. Thanks to you for joining us for this edition of Rams Revealed, always brought to you by Sleep Number.
Sorry, go Rams.